Hello everyone, today we are going to solve the counting value problem on Hackerrank. It has a bit long explanation, so I skip it. Let's try to figure out what's going on here. This problem gives us a string including U's representing up and D's representing down. And depending on this U's, we will count the number of values. How will we do it? There's a hiker. Its starting point is sea level, so this level will be the sea level for us. And when the hiker goes up, it's a hill. When the hiker goes down and goes back, it's a valley. How will we count them? For the string for each char will give us a unit move. For example, in the first two moves, the hiker goes up 2 units. And the next two moves, the hiker goes down 2 units. He begins from sea level and goes back to sea level. So this means this is a hill. After that, the hiker begins from sea level and goes down in the 5th move. And in the 6th move, he goes up 1 unit. So he begins from sea level and reaches back the sea level again. So this means that this is a valley. So we will count it 1 valley here. In the next move, the hiker again goes down and up. So this means that there is another valley here. And the next move, the hiker goes up. There's a huge hill here, like this you see. The hiker begins from sea level and reaches back sea level from up. So this is a hill. There is a move that looks like a valley, but we will not count it because it's above the sea level. We will only count them as valley if it begins from sea level and it goes and it comes back like this. In this move, we will count our third valley. To solve this problem, we will have an altitude counter. In each move, if we go up, we will increment it, and if we go down, we will decrement it. And when we reach 0 after a minus value, this means that we completed a valley, so we will increment our valley counter. Let's go back to our problem and try to solve it. Here, as we mentioned, we will have an altitude counter and its first value will be 0 because we are at the beginning, we are at the sea level. And we will have a valley counter and also it will be 0 at the beginning of our problem. And we have a string. There's another input here. It is the length of string. We don't need it to solve this problem with Ruby. We will use a built-in each char method, and for each char, when we iterate the string for each char, we will check if this char is equal to u or not. And if it is u, this means that we go 1 unit up. In this case, we will increment our altitude by 1 unit. And when we increment our altitude, and if we reach to 0 after incremented it, this means that we completed 1 valley. So we will increment our valley counter in this case. If our char is not equal to u, so this means that it is a d. In this case, we will decrement our altitude counter like this, and we will finish our statement. When we finish iteration for each char of the string, we will return our valley counter. Let's run our code, check if it is working. There is an error here. Let's check it. Yes, if c is equal to u, We forgot to see. Yes, it's working. Let's submit our code. For all the test cases we passed. Okay, that's it for counting the Wallace problem. See you on next challenge.